When buying an X19, obviously you want to look for rust spots, and people ask me where to look, and this is where I look. There's only so much you can do on a car that you're only test driving. You can't take panels off, obviously, to have a look, but if you're seeing signs of rust in these areas, well, then there's probably other rust as well. So I'll just go through section by section. Make sure you open up every boot and the engine lid as well. So we'll start with the rear boot. In the rear boot, you want to check in here for rust and also in here for rust. Also underneath this plastic mat, you want to have a good look at this. Any signs of rust in here probably means there's rust underneath. Also just check the corners as well if there's any rust. Same with the other end as well. So make sure you have a good look there. You'll see it, if any corrosion, you'll see it. Also check inside here for any corrosion, and it'll give you a good indication. Around the lights and around the bumpers, particularly the parts where they connect, that's where the rust starts happening. The engine bay. So the engine bay on a Series 1 is slightly different to a Series 1.5 and up because of these two plastic bits here. On the Series 1, these do not come up, so you can't look underneath easily. However, you can look through this little hole with a torch, and you'll see there's any rust in there. This side, unfortunately, you can't look in, but if this side's got rust, then that side probably has it as well. Look for the turrets in here, make sure there's no rust in here, and also no rust down here as well. Look closely at the chrome finishing and see if there's any rust around the corners here as well. On the back part of the wheel arch, check here and also inside, across here for any rust, and all the way down to this other side. Make sure to check all the way across both sides of the bottom of the car as well, and of course underneath the car. When you get to the door, have a look at the door sill itself, and obviously make sure you check underneath the door as well. Test if the door is dropped by grabbing your hand underneath and kind of lifting it up. If there's some movement in the door going up and down, well then you know the door is dropped. At the front boot, check here for any bubbles or rust. If this line is not here, it's probably been filled in and resprayed. Keep looking down and make sure you get a torch and look inside here. In the front boot, have a look at the front boot itself, make sure there's no rust down here or inside here, and you'll see if there's any weld marks from a replacement nose cone. Also lift the rubber mat and make sure there's no rust under here as well. When you get to the light pod, open up the light pod and have a look inside there. You want to check for rust or water at the bottom because it will start corroding in there. Again with the front arches, same thing again, look for rust here, all the way across and to the other side. Make sure to check under the wheel arches, look under each one and see if there's any rust under here as well. Inside the car, you want to go to the spare wheel bay and unscrew this and look at the bottom here. Once you have this open, you can look inside here for any rust, also look around the edges and anywhere else in here. Most of this soundproofing is usually gone on most cars. If it is, you can usually look behind here and there's a bit of cardboard here and you can see into the back of down here, which is kind of handy to look at. Check across this beam here. When people get out of the car, they tend to grab here and lift themselves out of the car, which then causes cracks around here as well. Once you're inside the car, a good place to look is actually under there, just somewhere in there. You'll see there's rust down here, also down there. You're going to want to look under the car as well as much as you can, particularly where the feet wells are from underneath, as well as just under the car in general.